Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's the 2022 movie Prey, which of course is a Predator movie on Hulu right now. So it actually was released on Hulu. It is considered a Hulu original, even though it was being worked on Fox. So there we go. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you're feeling lucky and feel like gambling, you can hit that bell down below, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. Best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. Change it out every week. Also have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. And hello, Cheryl. Hopefully you got your package, Cheryl, a while back there. So I'm going to do a spoiler-free version of Prey before we get started here. It's going to be fairly short and simple. So what is Prey about? Of course, it is a Predator movie, of course. It is set in the 1700s. It is Comanches. We have a Comanche tribe. And of course, the Predator is hunting down Comanches, as well as other people that time period that are there. And there is a woman in the tribe who is trying to become a warrior. And part of the process of becoming a warrior is to hunt something that also can hunt you. And she's the only one that actually knows that this is actually a threat. She sees it out there and decides to actively go after it. So that's your whole story right there. Fairly simple, fairly put forward. And Dan Trachtenberg is the guy who directed this. Amber Midthunder is the one who stars in this, and of course Amber Midthunder from Legion. Of course, she's also in Longmire as well. Her and her father are in Longmire. But I even though I watched Longmire, I don't remember her in it, but I do remember her in Legion, of course, because she played one of the carries. So, is it worth your time? Yes, it's worth your time. It's a good Predator movie. It's a little bit on the long side. There could be some shortening here and there, to follow it up, but it's on Hulu. People keep saying, "Oh, that it was robbed. It should have been put out in theaters." And I was thinking about it, and I was like, "Would I have paid to see this in the theater? Probably not." So I probably wouldn't have paid. Thank you, Mufino, but you didn't need to do that. I don't think I would have paid to see money to see this in the theater. I always voice it on if I had a good time with it, but it's not something I would buy on DVD or Blu-ray or anything like that. Um, I'll watch it again at some point in time, but it wasn't like I really wanted to go back and watch it again immediately afterwards. Unlike Bullet Train, that I just saw recently, that one was actually a fun movie. I wanted to go back and watch it again. I'm going to buy that on 4K when it comes out. That was a movie theater experience. This one, I thought it was perfectly well, for what it came out on. In Hulu, it was great. It was actually a good time. Again, like I said, it was just a little bit on the too long side. It could have had some stuff trimmed out of it, but still a good movie. It was better than the last Predator one. Yeah, I agree with you. It was better than the last Predator one. Hey, by the way, my other two mods there, Heather's Sculpted Leather and Movie Finobi. Heather says, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and so did Cheryl. Cheryl enjoyed it as well. Perfect. Sirius says, didn't see the movie, but I thought it was surprisingly good. Okay. All right, then. There you go. So, yes, it's worth your time. It's on Hulu, like I said. You can watch it anytime you want to. It's there. So, with that said, Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the movie. If you have not seen the movie, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. And I'm going to pause right here for a second. Yes. All right. There we go. Yes, the paddle still does live. It always has. It's always there. It's always there in the background. So the spoiler version of this is, and by the way, the paddle is made. Heather was the one who made that paddle. Thank you, Heather. By the way, I keep saying that every now and then, but I got to be reminded sometimes. I there's a couple things about this that were kind of interesting. So the dog, Sari, who is Naru's dog, Amber Midthunder, she plays Naru, was a rescue dog. And supposedly, so they literally got the dog out of a rescue, and trained it a little bit, but they said all the footage of the dog in the movie was all the usable footage that they could use in the movie, which was great. I mean, the dog was actually really, a really fleshed out character, which was kind of nice, on that too. It's just kind of an aside, but it was kind of cool that happened. I The CGI bear was the one thing I did not like about this. The CGI bear was just, I understood why they had to do it, and why they had to go there, because they had to show her fail at an attempt to uh take down a large animal. Well, also, I mean, there's the puma as well, the mountain lion that came after her on the tree branch. That was also dodgy CGI as well, but man, that bear was just bad. It took me right out of everything, and I was just kind of looking at it going, "Oh." And I know they were struggling with the budget on that part of it, but man, I almost would have wished they didn't go with the bear. I'll tell you the truth. And if they could have just excised that whole scene out of there, I would have been fine with it. But that's a nitpick, like I said. Amber Midthunder is great in this. And the whole cast is great. So there is also another thing about this movie is the cast is mainly Native American. There are a few white people in there too that play, fur trappers, and because it's 1700s is where we're at there. And there is supposedly, well, yeah, actually, it's not supposedly, it's there. If you look in Hulu, there is a Comanche dubbed version if you really want to watch it in Comanche, in the Comanche language. So it's there if you want to watch that as well, which is unusual, but also kind of cool, Um, and yes, Mufino, I agree. The whole family dynamic of the mother, of Naru, and then also the brother of Naru, who's trying to help her out, but also at one point he just kind of gets pissed off, and he's like, you didn't commit, you didn't pull the trigger, kind of thing, so I took it, is what he says. And later on he admits that she had all but killed the puma, and he just took over from where it was. I believe the Comanche dub is done by the same actors, CBM. So yes, I believe so. But that was kind of cool that they actually had done that. And so this is like one of the only movies I think that has a full Native American cast. That the majority is Native American. Heather says, after hearing about what the CGI staff go through, I'm willing to give them a break because they are overworked and underpaid. Yes, they are. They are completely overworked and underpaid. But at the same time, when you're looking at the dailies of it, as the director, and I'm just gonna call Dan Trachtenberg out on this one. I would have just said, you know what, we don't need this scene, and just excise it out. I'm Yeah, that was just, that's where I would have gone on that one. I know it led up to what happens with her, taking down the predator and all that kind of stuff, but still at the same time, mm, yeah, it was just ugh, wow, it was bad. So, um, yes, Reservation Dogs, also on Hulu, is also an all Native American cast as well. So that's there. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is a simple movie, a deceptively simple movie, I guess you could say, and there are some Easter eggs from the other Predator movies. So, um, there's the I ain't got time to bleed kind of thing. That line is in there. They kind of work that in. Also, the gun that Naru gets from the fur trapper at the end, the pistol, is the same pistol that is given to Danny Glover in Predator 2. So we wonder how the Predators get that gun back, which most likely is going to happen in a sequel here where the Predators come for revenge or something like that. And yeah, because I mean, at the end, Naru does cut off the Predator's head. She doesn't get him to detonate or whatever bomb, which obviously he doesn't have a bomb at that point in time, because this looks like it is the first. Um, so I'm still kind of hazy on this one. I don't know if they're redoing the the canon of it, if you will, or not. I don't know if this is supposed to be the first time the Predators come to Earth, because at one point they're saying that the Predator is going around. He's just looking at um, working his way up the food chain, if you will, to more and more dangerous prey, and he's killing things like the coyote, the snake, and taking out their spine or their skull or whatever, and working his way up to man. Um, but we also have Alien versus Predator, which shows that the Aztecs that's what their temples were built to, where they were supposed to be, you know, places where the predator came and impregnated humans with human hosts, willing human hosts with aliens, so that they can hunt them on Earth. And in exchange, they gave humans technology. That's what the canon was for Alien versus Predator. So I don't know if this is erasing that or what's going on, but yeah, that wasn't really defined in this as well. Yes, if it bleeds, it can be killed. I'm sorry, movie from there. That's right. If it bleeds, it can be killed. That's right. That was the one. Movie from there says the Bear and the Wolverine was better. They should have rented footage from DiCaprio's. Yes, they should have actually just used some of that the Revenant footage. So, but yeah, all the little nitpicks aside and all the little Easter eggs aside and stuff like that, it was an enjoyable movie. Like I said, it was a good Hulu movie to watch. If this had been on Netflix, it would have been a good Netflix movie. It would have been a better than the average Netflix movie, because Netflix sometimes screws the pooch, shall we say. And they'll have half of a decent movie and then kind of screw it, up somehow or another. They always do. But with that said, so yes, it is worth your time. Go ahead, take a look at it, make it a movie night or something like that. It is a little over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 5 minutes, somewhere around there. Let me actually take a quick peek again, and I can tell you for sure, because I'm looking at the IMDb page, of course. And oh, an hour and 39 minutes. Okay. I thought it was 2 hours. It felt like 2 hours, but it says an hour and 39 minutes. Like I said, about 9 minutes could have been excised out. You could have had a 90-minute movie and it would have flowed. But yeah. So again, worth your time. Take a look at it and have fun with it. So, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow is going to be Harley Quinn. That's right, Harley Quinn, the animated Harley Quinn on HBO Max. I'm going to be covering that tomorrow. Friday is going to be Resident Alien. So Resident Alien returns tonight, but since it happened so late and a lot of you guys are going to be asleep anyway, I just didn't want to do, um, I didn't want to review it tonight. I didn't want to review it tomorrow because I got Harley going on. So I figured I'd move it to Friday. That's where I'm going to go. Saturday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? Because there's so much shit that's coming out. The Sandman season 1 on Netflix. I'm going to be covering that on Saturday. And that's going to be Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. my time. And then Sunday is going to be the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. And then I don't think we have. I thought somebody knocked on the door, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, just make sure that wasn't the case. I am sorry. I am kind of expecting something. So at some point in time in 4 hour time block. But anyway, House of the Dragon does appear on the 21st. So I'm going to be covering that on the 21st, of course, but not right now. But next Monday is going to be Westworld, the season finale of Westworld. And then we're going to come back around again to Is It Worth My Time? And I believe that is going to be Lock and Key season 3. That's right. The season or series finale of Lock and Key. So there you have it for the week. And again, you can go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule over there. That's where I have everything. I change it out every week. Also have all the links to my social media there and all links to my pages as well. All right. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the night. Thank you to everybody who Rings of Power. Yes, I will be covering that. That's in September, Cheryl. So it's also on the schedule there for future stuff. It's on there. I will be covering that. Yes. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for Harley Quinn. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may be given a really strange gun from the 16th century that might have some, or 17th century, somewhere around there, which showed up sometime in the 20th century, but we don't know how it got there into the predator's hands again. It's kind of a worrisome thing. Anyway, thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good night. Take care. And wear those masks out there. Get those vaccine shots and get the boosters as well. They don't work without the boosters. So, yeah, you want to do that as well. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, have a good rest of your night and take care out there. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.